Yeah. But Grandma Krause, that his mom didn't like you. Why did she just not like anybody, or
Put it that
did
way.
she have did something happen that she just?
Like, well, after Grandpa lived with us, and he talked with Dad, and he said, I never knew why she didn't like me. She never said there was a reason,
Uh huh.
but it, she didn't like Uncle Jim.
I was gonna say, was that okay?
Yeah, yeah, it's
So
not
she was
good.
associating if she didn't like Uncle Jim, she
And
just didn't like the Hiders
yeah,
family.
well, Uncle
Period.
Jim was a hider,
Uh huh.
and that's
Why didn't she like Uncle Jim?
I don't know. She
You don't
didn't like
know?
anyone.
Oh.
And if she was mad, she was mad.
Uh huh. Was she like that with Ellie and
She was
Ernie's wives too?
she was like that with all the kids.
Okay.
In fact, she wouldn't let Grandpa go to his own daughter's wedding.
Really?
She wasn't going to go, and she wouldn't let him go either.
Why? No, why?
Well,
Didn't like who she was marrying?
she didn't like Ray.
Sundstrom.
The
Okay.
one that Marty was
Yeah.
marrying. Mm.
I can though I do remember Aunt Marty and Uncle Ray.
Mm.
I do have a memory of Aunt Marty and Uncle Ray.
Oh, yeah.
We went there one day with my parents. We were just little girls. And she gave me and my sister each a doll to take home. It must have been probably one of her daughter's dolls because her daughter was older.
Mm-hmm.
But she gave us each a doll. And I remember my dad talking to Uncle Ray and being around it. And they had big geese or ducks in their yard that used to chase us, so we were scared. Remember that? Big ducks or geese in that yard? I do. And then well, I know Aunt Millie, she went to church, so that's how I knew her probably the best. But then, who am I trying to think of? The one in the little house who passed away.
May?
Yeah, Aunt May. I remember Aunt May really good with, my mom used to visit, and every time she visited, she made a cherry tort. And as a little girl, I liked the cherries, and I liked the Cool Whip, but I didn't want to eat the walnut crust. And my mom said, "You're not going to waste food. You'll sit here and eat the crust. You don't need a second piece until you eat the crust." And Aunt May told my mother that it was just fine for me to only eat the crust, for me to only eat the cherries and the toppings. And since she made the pie, I could have that second piece. And I remember as a little girl thinking Aunt May was just wonderful because she let me have that second piece and she didn't make me eat the crust. And then I remember when she passed away, we were on our way to visit her, I think, because my mom pulled to the end of that driveway and saw the ambulance and said, "Oh no," and then she wouldn't go find out because I think she was scared to. And as kids, we're like, "Well, let's go see Aunt May. Why is there an ambulance? Let's go visit her." My mom said, "No, it's not a good time." And she turned around and I think she went straight to your house. I do remember that day. I remember that day, and I remember Aunt Millie from, like I said, the
Mm-hmm.
church, and then Aunt Marion and Marty. So I do remember Grandpa's sisters. The ones I don't remember died before me. Ernie and Ellie, I never knew them.
Ernie was the third at the top of the ladder.
Uh-huh. What was he like?
He was his own man.
Okay.
He wasn't on anyone's side.
I gotcha. And what was that Uncle Ellie like?
He was on our side
Ah.
because he was he told his mother off too.
About the whole wedding thing?
Because she was giving him hell one day, and because he had to get married, and he said, I don't know if you got anything to brag about.
No, because you're right. She was pregnant with Uncle Freddie.
And she said, who told you? Who told you? He said, I don't have to be told. He said, I can figure 9 months out of a year than what it is. And
right.
That made her mad.
Yeah, he's got to do the math to figure that out.
Well, she figured, I don't know. She never went to school.
And
Never?
Was she taught at home?
She never went to school. She couldn't read.
Oh.
And I guess she would write her name.
Okay.
And that's about it.
And
And
but Grandpa Kraus could. Old Grandpa. Louie's dad, Fred, he could read and write, right?
yeah. Grandpa went to school, and he didn't have the best education, but he was always reading, and he could write.
Did he ever remember any German? Or did he forget it when he got older?
Well, he used to try to teach Sis and Babe in bed at night. He would talk German, and they could talk pretty good German.
Oh yeah?
So, yeah.
That's cool. Did he ever forget it, or did he always remember it?
Well, I think Sis remembers a lot of it. I don't know about Babe.
What about old Grandpa? Did he remember his German all the way to the end of his life?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he could talk German.
But he never taught. But Louis, my grandpa, your husband, did he ever? He didn't learn it. He never taught his children. Like he never taught Louis, my grandpa. No. So he couldn't speak German at all. I was going to say, I bet you those German immigrants that could speak German, the army probably wanted them. You could be interpreters for captive prisoners and stuff. So I suppose that was a plus. If you were a German immigrant who could speak German, I bet you the army really snagged you up. You getting tired? Should I let you sleep? Should I let you sleep, Grandma? Should I let you sleep and say goodbye for this visit? I think I'm going to say goodbye and let you sleep. I'm going to say goodbye so you can nod off because you've had a lot of visitors today.
Well, I just can't stand the light.
Okay, do you want the light off?
No. If it's dim, it's not too bad.
Okay, I turned it away from you. I can turn it away farther.
No, I like light, but not bright.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
So that's why I guess I rest my eyes.
Okay.
When I can't.
Do you want me to get the bib off too? Let's get the bib off in case you sleep.
Too much puzzle either.
Right.
Because I have to rest my eyes.
Oh, there. There, they'll come get your food. Let's move it out of the way so you can stretch. Oh. Oh.